Hello, I feel like a bit of a gatecrasher really, because today for the wedding series I'm with my friend of Harry Makes It Up, Harry Hadfield. Here she is. And we're going to talk because I wanted Harry to do the wedding for my makeup. I know.
Wedding for my makeup?
I wanted Harry to do the makeup for my wedding.
Yes, I know
but
what you meant.
Selfishly, she's gone and got engaged and she's getting married the day after me in LA.
It's true. It's very true.
Which is nuts, which means you can't stay here and help me. But I am going to talk to her today about, your fail-safe day makeup, which I am already primed in and ready to go. And then how to vamp it up to the evening. So you've got a bit more of a party look. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
And this is like next best thing. Next best thing to having me on the day.
Yes, well, I mean, every day's a school day, so we're having a little makeup lesson as well.
And a massive catch-up as well. There's a lot to talk about when
know.
two friends are getting married who haven't seen each other for a while.
Especially at the same time.
I know. How does that happen?
So, talk me through the makeup you've done for my daytime wedding look.
Okay, so we've kept it really simple, really flattering, and this is quite universal. So these are the kind of colours, tones that are going to work with pretty much every skin tone. You could just darken or lighten them depending on the depth of your skin tone. Mm-hmm. So for me personally, I think it's always nice to have a little bit of a glow when you're a bride, and we just started with a bit of Becca backlighting primer. This is really nice because it's not glittery, it's not shimmery.
Hate glittery.
Yes, it's just a sheen, an expensive looking sheen, so that's really nice. A really important tip for your big day is to opt for a foundation without SPF, because you're probably going to have lots of photos taken of you, so you don't want any flashback. You don't want a white face and a tanned body.
That is such a good tip, because it's SPF is my new, shouldn't say new obsession, because it is always important. Okay, so no SPF in the products
for the big
on the day.
Yes. So obviously for your normal day-to-day, it's fine to have your SPFs and you want to have your SPFs, but for a wedding, it's best to avoid, especially a high SPF. Anything 10 or lower should be okay.
I'm a 50 kind of girl.
Yeah, that's the problem. Try it on your camera phone first. That's a really good way to see if you get flashback. The one I like to use on red carpet clients, and I've used on lovely Antonia, is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. It's a good shade range as well, so quite easy to find your shade. And then a newer discovery for me, which I think is such a good bridal do-it-all palette, is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a palette. You get a nice big mirror, which I love. I think that's really important for a good palette. And you've kind of got it it's kind of step by step with the numbers, colour by numbers. So you've got 3 eyeshadows, you've got your bronzer, your highlight, and two blushes. So I've just prepped the eye. I did put a little bit of cream shadow underneath first, actually. I did use a bit of this one by Tom Ford. Which
that was a bit Tom Ford.
Just to give a bit of grip as well. I think the trick with wedding makeup is doing lots of thin layers, but layers that are going to last through the crying, the happy tears, the flush, all those things. You want it to last. So layering thin layers is great. So I just started with the Tom Ford, an eye primer, and to give a bit of grip and a bit of sheen, and then I just went in with the second tone in the palette first, and we just popped a bit of blusher.
I mean, this is so clever because, like you said, it is colour by numbers.
So it's very easy to use.
Yeah, so it says number 1, eye brighten. I mean, this is makeup for dummies. This is for me.
It really I mean, even as a makeup artist, I know I'll get loads of use out of that. So I really like working with that. Concealer.
And there's no crap colours.
No, there's not one duff colour.
Yeah.
Every colour you would use. So, and again, we're going to show you how to use this to vamp it up in a sec. A little bit of concealer. You want something that you can use to brighten under eyes and cover any redness. So NARS Creamy Concealer, a big fan of that one. And then just tidy your brows. You just want to give a little bit of a groom through the brow. I just use NYX Micro Pencil, which is very affordable. No, again, ready tones. Make sure you've got a nice ashy brow so it's not drawing attention in the photos to a scary brow shade.
You don't want that full-on scouse brow on your wedding day.
No scouse brow. Yeah.
And I've always been, my mum always told me that a good face needs a good frame. So I never overplucked, and I kind of just fill in a little bit and brush through, because I like a fluffy brow.
And that's all you need, is just a little bit of emphasis, just a little bit of emphasising your natural shape. And I think if you were going to have anything done to your brows, just make sure you do it way before the wedding. Don't leave any, especially treatments as well, don't do anything like that, the day before your wedding or on the wedding day.
Don't get your lip liner tattooed.
Yeah, no, facials even, if you're getting a facial, do it a good week or before, you'll see the benefits of a facial quite a few days after anyway, so don't leave that too close. And then lips, we just finished with a bit of the Clarins Jolly Rouge nice kissable lipstick, just a nice kind of soft pink that's very flattering.
And it's not chalky.
No, it's still balmy, so it's going to moisturise. Again, give it to one of your bridesmaids so they can top up for you when you're... And waterproof mascara. That has to be the #1 tip, girls.
Okay. But this is brilliant because, I mean, this for daytime as the bride or as a guest is exactly what I'd want. It's kind of... I want to look like myself on my best day instead of a new version of me with HD brows and tattooed lip liner.
And your partner wants to recognise you at the altar.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Who is that? Kind of robot walking down the aisle.
Exactly. So, you know, don't do any drastic changes. Don't change your hair colour like the day before the wedding, or, you know, again, if you're changing even your eyebrow shape, you know, keep everything like you. You just want to look like you, but your best version of yourself.
So start making those. If you're going to experiment, that's what I've
Do
heard
that in
from
advance,
my hair colorist and my hairstylist. Do it 6 to 4 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
We're well past that now.
Play it safe, so yeah. And, you know, try different makeup. You know, if you have very sensitive skin, do little patch tests on your elbow. Try things out way in advance so you're not using anything new on the big day and worry about anything reacting.
Organised brides.
Organised brides.
Okay, so let's take this from day to night.
Okay guys, so I'm going to take Antonia's makeup up. So we're going to use the same palette now, and I'm going to move on to the smoke shade, so the slightly darker one. Hold the mirror so you guys can't see. And I'm just going to start with a slightly fluffy brush, something like a MAC 217 is great. And with you looking straight ahead for me, Antonia, I'm just going to give what we like to call a slightly kind of ever so soft smoke. So it's not, you know, we're not doing a full-on smoky eye. It's wearable, it's still you, just with slightly more definition. And you don't want to kind of pull it down, you just want to pull it out. So even if you have to use another clean brush, that's a good trick, just to make sure that you blend really, really well.
Okay, so you're starting just sort of tipping on the colour and then blending it out with a different brush.
Yes. So if you close for me now, Antonia, and it's almost like a little V on the corner, but ever so slightly softer. And you can see I'm just pulling it out ever so slightly, so there's a little bit more definition. And it just deepens the eye ever so slightly.
And with this sort of smoky that you're doing now, do you want it to be matte or shimmer?
Well, I think it's up to you. Again, I think that's personal preference.
Whatever you prefer. So it's not kind of a no-no if it doesn't have a shimmer. Okay.
No, I mean, I think shimmers, again, are always going to attract more attention. That's the only thing you want to remember.
Yeah.
So if your blending's not great, you know, maybe go for something a little bit more matte. But you can see I'm just now using the cleaner brush just to pull out the edges. So again, don't worry, you know, you get a little bit of playtime with powder eyeshadow. And I just take a bit off on the back of my hand as I go along. It's always easier to add more. So I'm just dipping the kind of pencil shaped brush into the smoke shade. So the same shade, and if you look up for me now, Antonia. So I'm just going to take that on the outer third towards the kind of halfway on the eye. So we're just, again, giving a bit more definition to the outer corner.
Oh, I love how specific you are with all the, you know, outer third, outer corner. I mean, you're saying it and I understand it, but I just would be like, you know, that bit of the eye.
Yeah.
You know, the corner bit.
Yeah. So my next tip for kind of giving a little bit more definition to the eyes without it going too dark too quickly is using something like a dark brown or a brown with a slight shimmer in. So this is a Clarins pencil. I'll pop on the screen somewhere what it's called. And I'm just going to, if you close your eyes for me, Antonia. So I'm just going to actually run this along the lash line so we get a little bit of definition. But the great thing about this kind of tip is you can literally do kind of little dots and then just smudge it. So you don't even need to have a steady hand. And then you just kind of want to soften it. So this is what I mean by, you know, you can just do little dots and it really doesn't matter if you don't have a steady hand.
That's why I've given up on the
liner.
Eyeliner flick. You have always been so fantastic at that, but I am rubbish. And it takes ages, and then I did, as you told me, and got the skinny Muji tips.
Tips, yes.
But still, it takes too long, so then I take it off and just do a little smudgy with the, exactly as you're saying.
So the final tip I would do is just add another good coat of mascara. You can add in some individual lashes as well, but this is just, again, foolproof way. Just make sure you recurl your lashes and add another coat of mascara. So if you look up for me, Joe. So Antonia's got amazing lashes, and again, waterproof, guys. Make sure you've got your waterproof.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to make sure everyone's got their waterproof mascara ready, because I think weddings, I am a real crier at weddings, and it's funny because they're such a happy occasion, but
happy tears.
Yeah, happy joy.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I think a great tip I always say to brides when I do brides is The main trick to remember is dab, dab, don't wipe. So if you do cry,
Oh.
dab, dab, don't wipe. As soon as you wipe, you tend
Game
to remove
over.
the makeup, and it'll smudge everywhere. Whereas if you just think like old-fashioned ladies, like,
Okay.
look
Keeping
down
your
my belly.
composure.
That's it. It's all about the composure.
Not having mascara and falsies coming
on the
down your
face.
cheeks.
Exactly. Right, so then I'm going to use the face highlight now, and we're just going to give a little bit of sheen to the tops of the cheekbones. And a nice place to put it is not all the way down the nose, but just in the centre there. Just gives a nice little bit of dewy radiance without the whole face looking too spangly.
That's what we want, Harry. Dewy radiance.
And you can always pop this again into the inner corner if you feel like you have smaller eyes and you want to make sure they don't go too closed, especially if you're kind of adding a little bit of smokiness. And then I also want to, now just to doll it up a bit for night, is add a little bit of subtle contour. So all this is from the same palette. And if you make a fishy face for me, Antonia, there we go. So just into the hollows of the cheekbones. Again, just makes it a really easy way to find where your natural contours are.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not using like this like blusher. You just think about kind of going from the top of the ear downwards, but you don't want to go too close to the lips. Otherwise it'll start to look slightly unnatural. And again, you can do a little bit just under the jaw if you need to. And then again, you can just go back in with the lipstick you've used, or you could always add, I don't know, a little bit of a gloss or something for evening if you wanted to. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of the Karen's lip oil, because by this point you will have been eating and drinking, and you know, if you've still got, and kissing hopefully. So just having a little bit of sheen in the lip, but a bit of the colour underneath.
What is that?
It's called Instant Light Lip Comfort Oil in Honey.
Oh, that smells divine.
It's lovely. So this way you still get a bit of the colour on the lip, but again, you kind of bring a bit of sheen back to it without it having to massively kind of, you know, keep reapplying lots of lipstick. So you still have that nice fresh face, you don't look too overdone. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the finished look.
So this is, well, whether you are a bride-to-be, a guest, a bridesmaid, mother of the bride, or father of the bride. This is the day to night look. We're having very different weddings. I'm going to be in London on the 21st of May. 22nd of May.
Beach wedding.
Harry's in LA.
Yes, so it's going to be hot. So my primary focus will be everything that is long lasting and waterproof, basically. So I'm not a hot, sweaty mess.
So are you thinking, you know, glowing?
I still want to glow.
Golden.
Yes, I still want to glow. I mean, for me, I do like a little flick, so I probably will have, just because that's what I've always worn.
Your signature.
Yeah, it feels like me. And I think, you know, that's the thing. These are kind of like general tips, but obviously if you always wear red lipstick and you wouldn't look like you without red lipstick, then of course wear red lipstick. You know, you've still got to feel like you. But by the same token, I meet a lot of brides who don't wear any makeup, and then suddenly the thought of wearing makeup feels quite terrifying. So, you know, I think it's about finding that balance of what feels like you, but just you, but better.
You on your best day. Thank you so much for watching. This is the 3rd instalment of the wedding series. Thank you, Harry, for your time and for making me a glossy, beautiful bride. Do make sure, if you've loved Harry and her brilliant makeup advice, check out her YouTube channel, Harry Makes It Up.
Yeah.
Definitely subscribe there. And I will see you next week, where hopefully I'm meeting and talking to my friends at Elemis. We're pampering people. See you then.
Bye.